a discussion of trends in automation solutions. I'm joined today by Danielle Fernandez. She is VP of Strategy and Go-to-Market with Dematic. Hi there. How are you doing, Danielle?
I'm doing really well, Bob. Thanks for having me on today.
Thank you for being with me. So, how are modern automation systems designed to actually scale with business needs? Because that is the challenge, is it not?
Yes.
Companies have to grow, the systems have to grow with them. How is that happening?
Absolutely. You know, today's customers, I think, are plagued with a lot of challenges, from labor issues to supply chain resiliency, profitability. And so trying to make sense of how do you grow and also maintain profitability in your business. And so today, flexible automation in particular can help a customer scale. So as they grow, they may start with an AGV or an AMR, and then in 5 years' time, as that proves value, be able to add more. So the modularity and scalability, particularly in flexible automation, is key today in meeting their challenges.
So you don't want to get locked in. You buy a whole system
That's
and you're
right.
locked into the current situation,
right.
and all of a sudden the current
That's right.
situation changes.
Exactly.
You can just add units as you need, or for that matter, subtract them as you go ups and downs throughout a typical year of peaks and valleys of seasonal demands, right?
Absolutely. And even with an existing system, right, you want to sweat your asset a little bit, right, through the life cycle. And so even within an existing facility, you're able to add and scale in that fashion too. So you're not having to start from a greenfield operations.
Yeah. Well, of course, you're always looking to meet the demands of the four walls inside, and you can become very insular, but the fact is that outside those four walls is a customer.
Yeah.
And that customer has growing expectations for speed and for accuracy.
That's right.
So at the same time you're doing this thing, you're scaling, you're descaling, whatever. What are the big challenges involved that companies face today in meeting those consumer demands?
Well, I think customers are still figuring out how do you meet different channels to get to that consumer, right? They're also trying to figure out how do I take my space and deliver closer to consumer, where maybe a footprint is much smaller, right? Closer to urban centers. Your footprint is really small in that sense.
So everything from the old days of the one single large warehouse, now we're talking about micro fulfillment
That's
centers,
right, exactly.
smaller warehouses, urban settings, things like that.
Absolutely. And then and even within stores, so being able to not interrupt a consumer experience in a store, but also be able to do picking maybe at the back of the store, and that's where micro fulfillment really adds value without interrupting that consumer experience too. So those customers have to really contend with their network, have to contend with what is the best channel to deliver to my customer, right? My end consumer. Is it click and collect? Is it delivery? Is it through another retailer? So those are all the aspects that they have to contend with. And so the combination of software intelligence as well as the mechatronics piece and flexibility and scalability allows them to adapt to those different business models. So as consumer behavior changes, they're able to change with that in a very flexible way.
You say software intelligence, that's the kind of the spine that holds it all together, right?
That's right.
All the systems
That's right.
working within a facility. They may come from different vendors.
That's true.
But somehow you have to have that overarching system that controls everything in the most efficient manner possible.
Absolutely. That orchestration is really key, not just within one solution or one system, but it's being able to orchestrate with other vendors inside that facility or other point of sale systems, right? How do I really make sure that I'm able to forecast demand properly? How am I able to predict maintenance in my solutions, efficiently? So that intelligence, that orchestration really becomes key for our customers.
Yeah. I can't believe that we're already at one quarter, even more than one quarter into 2025. But I want to ask you about the rest of the year and even beyond. Tell me how you see the future of automation as it relates to logistics and supply chain.
I think AI, software intelligence, will become even more key and critical to flexible automation. I think that's key because data is becoming ubiquitous. Supply chain issues are here to stay. That's not new, resilience. And so customers are really looking for data transparency, looking for reliability, looking for how do I make sense of the different systems I have in my different networks. And so I think AI helps with that. I think it helps with real time. I think it helps with managing different data assets in a very easy manner, consumable manner, ingesting that into a software layer. Into something like a control tower really makes it easy for customers. So, as I think about trends in 2025 and beyond, AI is not going away. It's going to be here to stay, but it'll become much, much easier for our customers to manage their systems and operations.
Scary how fast it's advancing. So
Oh, it's
really
leapfrogging. Yeah.
technology of the future. Danielle, thank you so much for that those insights into what's going on in automation right now. But I do want to ask you for a moment specifically about Dematic.
Yes.
Who are you folks? Where do you fit into this whole picture?
Dematic is a 200-year-old supply chain solutions company. So really understanding the depth and breadth of the best-in-breed products and solutions software in this ecosystem, and really being able to take that and be a trusted partner to our customers. So whether a customer is just starting out with their automation journey, with starting out with maybe a fork truck, an AGV, and AMR, or a full end-to-end system, within the four walls completely, we're able to take that customer through that entire journey, but really be able to customize to that customer problem. So it's not, we're really focused on making sure that we're able to deliver something end-to-end, and not just implementing and leaving, but through the entire life cycle.
Danielle, thanks again for being with me today. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Bob. It was great being here.
I have been speaking with Danielle Fernandez of Dematic. Thank you very much for watching.